All right, have and have not fans. Now, don't think I'm trying to beat a dead horse just for views. Like, oh gosh, is this because your other videos aren't doing super well? You want to dig up the haves and the have-nots? No, not really. It's just the fact that we're closing in on 2 months, right, since the show ended. Because what? July, August, yeah, we're almost at 2 months, and I think by now there are still people screaming for bring back the show, say it was all a dream, yada yada yada. But I just thought that since so much time has gone by, I just wanted to make a quick video about some of the more wasted potential story beats in the final season. Trust and believe, there are a number of various storylines that needed a proper conclusion that didn't involve just killing somebody off to avoid explanation. But I'm just going to talk about 5. Yeah, I think maybe 5. Trust and believe, I know there's more, but I just wanted to do a quick video here. So before going forward, please take a moment to hit the thumbs up button to show you like the video. Hit subscribe. Well, because, I want to hit 200,000 before the end of the year. I really want to. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. And hit the bell notification icon and select all. That way you don't miss out whenever I post new content on the channel. So again, these are just kind of like my 5. I went through some of my old notebooks, looked at some of my old video titles and Wikipedia, obviously, just to kind of pull from there to say, okay, these are the what the hell was Tyler Perry thinking when he wrote these into the show, knowing that the show would end with a unceremoniously amount of bangs, basically killing people off. Wow. The Hannah David romance, let's just put that at number 5. Why would you even put that in the show? I know for me personally, I just don't understand why you would try to hook those two up. Like I said before, and my mom even said, well, hey, go back to when those two were praying, or praying for Benny in season 1, and David felt convicted, he was crying. That could have been a moment where he started to feel for Hannah, because that was the moment where he realized Hannah wasn't a bad person like her daughter. But I feel like this was just wasted. It goes back to even when Veronica was having that wet dream of being with David, and then she woke up the moment he said, I was always in love with Hannah. And then she woke up, and we never got any kind of follow-up on that. And that's a big deal, yet we never revisited that plot point. I mean, there were numerous times where David, at behest of Jim, would try to flirt with Hannah, but it wouldn't work. But there were times where she was like, that smooth bastard. So in a way, Hannah enjoyed it, but at the same time, she knew and called out David for just being full of shit. But in different circumstances, perhaps they could work out, and that would have been interesting. But overall, in the context of the final season, I feel like it was a waste of time. It should have been something that might have been built up or been a talking point early on in the season or in the series. But yeah, I could have done without that entire storyline. Then speaking of David, let's talk about his maybe not son, and that's Jeffrey. Why introduce the idea of William? I mean, you did that way back in the episode, what was it, A New Leaf, or 15 minutes, and it's like, oh damn, David's not the real daddy. But then again, it was hinted upon, even before that, when right before Veronica got thrown off the balcony, saying, oh, you still think that's your father. So you introduce the whole William concept, but you do it like a handful of episodes before the series ends. And I mean, even when he and Jeffrey meet face to face, they don't even have a line of dialogue spoken between them about this situation. It's like, why introduce Jeffrey's quote-unquote real father, but you never have David and Jeffrey really have a conversation about it? I mean, Veronica told them both at different times, yet neither one of them came together to talk about it. So I feel like that was just a waste of potential there. You just kill them all off, allegedly. Okay. Candace being pregnant. wasn't she telling Charles about being pregnant 1 or 2 episodes before the show actually ended? So, or was it the episode right before it ended? I can't remember. Wait, actually, yeah, I think it was like the 3rd to last episode where she told Charles, and then next thing you know, she gets killed. Why? And trust and believe, the Candace pregnancy goes into the longer expanded storyline between Charles and Candace to begin with. Like, why say Candace is pregnant just to have her killed off? Makes no sense at all. Next up, number 2. This is kind of a tie because both storylines involved key characters and those around them. Like, you know, from Derek just being arrested and being written off of the show, essentially, to Veronica's wealth. Veronica's wealth encompasses, you know, Hannah saying, oh, I'm going to sign the documents to take away all your belongings, all your money and everything with the bank, as well as, you know, getting Laura to be her body double, which also encompasses Laura and Samuel's plans to rob Veronica blind with the help of Derek. So, I mean, you build up, you know, the love interest between Derek and Hannah for seasons, reveal his past, have him introduce himself to his daughter Candace, and she pretty much didn't want to have anything to do with him. So one could argue that Derek's role in the show by the time he got arrested was over and done with, but I don't like it because there was so much more I felt the character could have done. And then with the Veronica thing to allegedly have her be the one shot down at the end made no sense. And remember, if you watch my Haves and Have-Nots finale rewrite, I talked about the possibility of a couple of scenes added in that may have made sense in the context of, okay, here's how I guess Veronica could have convinced Laura to walk out looking exactly like her right down to the hair. I don't know. But then we go over to the number 1, like, Tyler, are you being serious right now? Introducing Benny's son and baby mama in the next to last episode. Not only do you randomly insert this character in the penultimate episode of the series, but then you have Benny killed off in the final episode. What the hell was the point of that, Tyler Perry? So this video was just me talking about a handful of, like, looking back at the finale and the final season of the series. Seriously? Why were these things inserted into the core storyline of the show? But that's all I have for this video. Let me know what other storylines do you feel were a complete waste of time. Trust and believe, there are many characters in general who should not have been in the show because they ate up screen time from following up and concluding on storylines that actually matter. So with that being said, thanks so much for tuning in. If you want to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal or Cash App. And with that being said, I'll talk to you next time.